Hey, what's going on? Navid is here. I'm a lifestyle entrepreneur and creator of Virtual Summit Mastery, and I help people just like you exponentially grow your email list, influence, and revenue. And for this session, I'm really excited to dive into kind of the power of using email marketing, using your email list, and combining that with Messenger bots and Facebook Live. And by doing so, you can actually get better conversions, higher open rates, and you can get kind of this system that works beautifully together. And that's kind of what it's all about. It's not like one platform is dead or anything like that. You're still gonna definitely be focusing on growing your email list, but by implementing some of the other strategies kind of that came to the rise, the last few years, kind of in Messenger bots and Facebook Live, you can increase the effectiveness of your email marketing as well. And that's what we're gonna talk about today. And my guest has a system she calls the Map to Millions, and she was able to get 1 million in reach by doing this. And she's gonna explain how this all works. And her name is Mahoney. She's amazing at what she does. She's the founder of the Prepared Performer, and she has a lot of training and stuff like that around Messenger bots and Facebook Lives, and she has helped a lot of influencers implement what you're about to learn here in this session. So I'm really stoked to dive in. I definitely can improve on some stuff regarding this and actually doing better with this myself. And I know everyone watching, listening in, if you're on here, you can definitely relate as well. There's going to be some advanced stuff as well, how you can actually do this, how you can get people opted into your bot list and then get it onto your email list and vice versa. There's some really cool stuff you can do. So with that being said, warm welcome, Molly.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so this, like combining these three superpowers, each on their own, they're pretty awesome. They're pretty cool, right? Facebook Live, you can talk to people. That's awesome. Bots, it increases the open rate. It increases the click-through rates. It's new still. It's something that people are really, already living in Messenger. There's not different folders that things get lost in, like promotions folders as they do with email. And then email is still something that obviously works. So we don't want to just throw the email out the window. We don't own Facebook, so we want to make sure that we have that as a foundational tool that we're using. And when you combine the three together, it is pretty dang crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's super cool.
What I wanted to ask you before we get into this, tell us briefly how you got into this first and foremost. How did you, why should people listen to you when it comes to Messenger bots and Facebook Live? I see you all the time now. I think I found you initially through possibly Todd Herman and saw him promoting. Yeah, I think that was it. And I saw you afterwards, like you started to do a lot of stuff for your brand, the Prepared Performer, right? And you have a lot of different Facebook Lives and engaging with your audience. So tell me how that all kind of came to be and how you became kind of really an expert on what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah, I'm happy to share. Thanks so much. So Todd was actually a big part of this journey as well. So it's cool that that's how we connected. And with Todd Herman's launch, I was able to do pretty well and like hit kind of the top leaderboard ranking over and over again with a pretty small community when I was getting started because of the strategies that I'm going to share with you today. So that was a pretty awesome accomplishment for us at the time. But the quick version is that I started as a musical theater performer. So I was in New York. I was on tour with Chitty Chitty Bang Bang the musical, and my husband and I decided that we were going to move back to California, have kiddos, and I live the life out here as a mom who could work from home, work in dance studios, have my own vocal lessons and stuff like that. And I was surprised to find myself with 10 jobs, literally 10 jobs in 10 different locations all at one time with a brand new baby. So it was like pretty crazy. And I thought, I'd been listening to Pat Flynn, and I thought there's got to be a way that I can actually streamline this and scale it, right? So I had lots of students, and I was like, I'm going to make this into a course. It's going to be super easy passive income. So I launched a course called Prepared Performer Profits. It was teaching performers how to build a business using their creative talents. And the pilot was awesome. We had 15 people. It was 197 each. They all ended up launching courses or some sort of online business. And we went full out, and I expected about a $30,000 launch, and we had 0 sales. It was super awesome and terrifying. So in that moment of like panic attack, I made this giant list of how I could shift things. And what I realized was Facebook Live had just come out. And I had had some great success with Facebook Live and people showing up and wanting to see more of my videos. And I thought, what if instead of teaching performers how to have a business, what if I teach business owners how to perform? And it was like this magic idea. So I launched a course without having anything but a Facebook group, like a founding member rate of $47. And I taught this system that I came up with on how to use Facebook Live. I taught every day live for 30 days in a Facebook group. By the end of 3 months, we had done $50,000 in sales. The course went really well. People were seeing awesome results. So the price kept going up and up. I kept adding more into it about Facebook ads and different things like that. And it totally blew my mind that we had done that. We'd had that success within 3 months. And then came the magic of messenger bots. So I was at Social Media Marketing World, and my friend Kelly Mirabella said, did you know that you could combine Facebook Live with messenger bots? And I was like, no way. How does that work? And I didn't, with the comment growth tool, I was like, but the video's live. Like, what do you do? And she said, but if you pre-schedule a video, you can set it up ahead of time. And at that point, this was two or so years ago, nobody was really doing this. It was when bots had first come out. And that weekend I went home and I learned everything that I could about messenger bots. And I don't know what it was, but my brain like blended in with ManyChat, like we were one. And pretty early on, we were featured as one of the top 5 most fun chatbots to play with, which was really awesome. And we launched a messenger bot course in a similar fashion that we did with our Facebook Live course, which is called Camera Confidence. Our messenger course is called Messenger Automation Academy. ManyChat reached out. I've been a moderator in their Facebook group for I think probably 2 years now. And it's been pretty dang awesome. So we've had, now we've done over $1 million in sales. We have helped people like Selena Sue, Les Brown. We helped with Selena's last launch, which brought in 3 million. I mean, it's pretty crazy the way that diving in and really doing it first and not being afraid to be a little sloppy with it and recognizing the power of really connecting as humans and giving this sort of choose your own adventure experience and adding some personality in there. We create these characters for our bots. It's been pretty dang awesome.
That's a great story, like from this kind of failed one. I mean, we can all relate to that. I think that we have something that didn't go as planned, but then you had kind of the audience for this other thing you built up, and then they kind of came, and pulled out the credit card and wanted to buy from you. So, maybe we can get into a little bit, obviously now you're kind of, people should be sold on this because obviously email open rates and click rates there are going down. It's still, email is effective. Obviously, that's most of my sales are coming through there. But like combining it, as we said in the intro, with messenger bots and with live streams like on Facebook, that can be very effective. So that's kind of what I wanted you to kind of break down. And you had this system, which I also mentioned, Map to Millions. Maybe you can tease people a little bit about it, and we can kind of get into. I know you wanted to share screen. You wanted to kind of explain exactly how this can work as a system, so people can implement this in their own business. So yeah, take it away.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so the Map to Millions is actually a system that we developed that allows you to drive traffic to a Facebook Live video before the Facebook Live actually happens, so that when you start, you already have the benefits of organic reach because people are commenting on the video before it even starts. They're liking the video before it even starts. They're sharing the video before it even starts. And I'll walk you through the whole little system on how we do this. Yeah. And I'm actually going to just give you the flow that we use for part of this, because it's pretty easy to copy it and tweak it for your own bots as well. And this strategy, when I looked at our stats when we first started using this, and I saw that I had a reach of 1 million with one video without doing any Facebook ads for that actual video, I thought it was a mistake. I screenshotted it. I thought there's no way this is real. And it was totally real. So I'm going to show you some of the, we have some screenshots from the first time that we did this when we actually hit that 1 million reach. And then I'm going to show you what we do now every single week so that we can not only build a bot list that drives traffic to our Facebook Lives. And the point of driving traffic to the Facebook Live is really about driving traffic to a one-on-one conversation. So the way that we do our Facebook Lives, I call it the Mr. Rogers approach. So if you've seen the Mr. Rogers documentary, somebody asks him, what is it that you think led to this awesome, everyone, like so many people in the world loving Mr. Rogers? And he said one of the secrets was that he looks straight into the camera and he speaks to one singular person. he's not saying, hey, everybody. He's not saying, hey, you guys. He's speaking to you, right? And this is so instrumental because when you do this, there is something, Navid, I'm sure you'd agree with me that there's something that's even more powerful than sending an email, more powerful than a Facebook Live, more powerful than a messenger bot, which is having a real conversation with a real human.
Absolutely.
But we can't, right? But we can't do that at the scale that we can with an email list or with a bot list or with a Facebook Live. So that's why we want to be building these communities. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
I mean, this is great. This is awesome because I honestly, the kind of people kind of miss this when we automate everything, which is great. But you're gonna also have these conversations. I think you can also close more. I mean, that's kind of how for example, for us, we sell our high ticket programs. That's on via conversations. We sell that like thousands of dollars for getting into that. That wouldn't work as well if you just did it via email. But even then, when you're starting, or even if you have more seasoned business, right, you can still have these conversations, I think. So I'm really excited to dive into how you are doing this here. So for sure.
Yeah, cool. Because it is great for leading people to conversations because you're starting with a conversation here in Facebook, Facebook Live. So it's as if I've had people come to me and they say, oh yeah, I remember when we were chatting and you said blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I've never spoken to this person ever, but it's because they've had this constant connection with me via Facebook Live. Yeah. It builds real relationships. Okay, so I'm actually going to kind of walk you through. First, I'm going to walk you through this case study, which I have all laid out in the blog post. And then I'm going to take you behind the scenes into ManyChat, which is the tool that we use for bot building, and show you how we do it there.
Yeah.
Sounds good?
Sounds amazing.
Okay. Awesome. And then if I know that I talk quickly, so Navid, promise me that you'll be.
I will definitely, I'll answer anything here in between. You can go ahead and share your screen, and we'll kind of bring it back to you to kind of walk you through this. And I think it's going to be really exciting for everyone. I'm going to make sure we have the screen up here as well. So yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Awesome. Okay. So this is the case study, which I'll make sure I send to you as well. And so this is how, and yes, I am wearing a robot helmet. So like maybe that had something to do with the exponential reach as well. But the main thing is you want to make sure that you're starting with a topic that actually connects with your community, right? So these are things that I'm sure you already know, you've already covered at some point, but you have to know who you are as a human being, right? The benefits that you provide in your business and who you're speaking to, and really who you're speaking to. Otherwise, none of this works. So I just want to say that first of all, right? Okay, and this is the video that we did. You can see that it had 40,000 views. It had 163 likes, and I have not done a Facebook ad to this since then. 1,000 comments and 60 shares. Now, it's funny because now this was in 2017, actually, when this happened the first time. And now, since we do things a little differently, oftentimes we'll get more likes and more comments and more shares. But the reach that we got for this, I just could not believe. And when you look at this, you can see these are the stats. The organic reach was 1,059,727, which I haven't gone back and changed this. So this was like right after it first happened. So I'm sure it's gone up since then. Oh yeah, you can see because the video views here have gone up. But this is when we very first did it. It was 38,000. Okay, so I mean, the reactions, like all the different reactions that were coming through, was pretty crazy. And if you look at this, you can see it's organic. So this was not with a Facebook ad. And I love that we have these screenshots so that you can see exactly what's happening. And the reach of our posts at that point were not totally crazy, right? Like what? Okay. Yeah. So these are the internal stats from back here when it first happened, which is pretty cool. Okay, so like I said before, you have to have your clear business foundations in place. If you don't have that in place, it will not work. And then here, this is something that you can really like literally take this, go step by step through this and put it into action like tomorrow, right? Maybe next week so you can get some of the pre reach up and going, but you can start planning it as of tomorrow.
Let me so ask we you use one thing, Molly, around the foundations in place. Would you recommend people they're gonna have their product and stuff like that? Is that kind of what you mean there? So they have kind of their customer, they know who they target, basically, they know who they speak to. That's kind of an essence for making this work, right? Yeah, one of the biggest things that we talk about is that you're not you're speaking to a specific niche in order for something to really take off like this. If you're just offering generic business advice, it might be harder to actually really
get something to.
Do you recommend people have even a product or course or something in place so they actually know where they are directing, so they have a purpose? Or can you just do this to kind of build up kind of, I mean, you know who you're targeting, but maybe you haven't created kind of your flagship program or whatever that is yet, or a
Yeah. So
summit,
did you
whatever.
say prologue? Is that what you said?
No, like a program. Sorry, it's like
Oh, I
a
thought you said
online
prologue.
course.
No, yeah, a program is totally, that can work. But honestly, like at this point, this is something that you can start to do without, like, you know, with our Sell It First program, we do something like this before we even launch it. So you, this, like at any level of business, you can do this as long as you are, for example, we use this same system for a course that I was launching for LuLaRoe, LuLaRoe Consultants. LuLaRoe is a clothing company. And I did a video, this same exact format. And I was speaking specifically to LuLaRoe. And then I did a Facebook ad, which I'll show you where the Facebook ad comes in. The Facebook ad was targeting LuLaRoe Consultants. So it was like crazy targeted.
Yeah, but that's awesome. That's kind of what I wanted to go with this. But yeah, continue. This is great.
Awesome. Yeah. So like you could create something that's for real estate agents or something, and then be able to target real estate agents with it. The thing is though, is that in your languaging, you want to make sure that you're specific. And the best way to do that is by picking a real human. So for that LuLaRoe thing that I did, my friend Danielle had a conversation over breakfast that morning, and I created the whole video literally for Danielle. So like, I did say her name in the video. Actually, I said, I was talking to my friend Danielle this morning and she told me that she had this problem. If you are like Danielle and you have this, and this is for you.
Very cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. And with this video, we were teaching about messenger bots. So it was also a very specific, pointed training that we were offering. So what you're going to do is you're going to create a Facebook Live, a pre-scheduled Facebook Live. So it's really important that you pre-schedule your Facebook Lives when you're doing this. And so you'd want to use something like BeLive TV, which is our favorite because it's super easy. And you can create this. Now, this is a little older, right? Because we did this in 2017. The image will look a little different when you create the pre-scheduled Facebook Live, but this is the one that we actually did. So the pre-scheduled Facebook Live creates a post that holds the space for the Facebook Live. And then when it starts going live, it happens right inside that space. So I think at this point, pre-scheduled Facebook Lives are something that a lot of people are familiar with, but just in case you're not, it creates that post ahead of time. And then the video actually replaces the post. And what's so cool about this is that you can get traffic to the video ahead of time. So you can grab the link, you can send it to your email list. So if you've already started building a list at this point, this is going to work even better for you. If you're just getting started, it's a great way to start to build the list. Questions about creating the pre-scheduled Facebook Live?
Yeah, I mean, that's good. I mean, I've done this myself for both. I mean, Facebook, obviously, YouTube has had it for a long time, and you can like do the same thing kind of there for scheduling, but it's good. I think, does it even have in groups? I tried in groups, doesn't work as well, right? I mean, just a side note, I just wanted to ask, does it work even in Facebook groups to schedule these days?
It does actually. It does work in Facebook groups, but what you have to do is you have to make sure that you send, like I could even show you, you send the link for the group and the link for the video, because if you just send the link for the video to people who are not inside the group, it'll look like there was an error, like a broken link.
Yeah, that's kind of, because I tried it, but I on the pages is very straightforward. Actually, works.
Yeah, really, and anybody they can share it ahead of time too. If it's in a group, they can't share it. But we do webinars via Facebook Live inside Facebook groups, and it's really cool because it builds your group numbers. Yeah. Right. And then you have that pre-scheduled Facebook Live so that you can say like, and we're going to be doing a Q&A at the end. So start posting your questions here now. Mm-hmm. So people will post questions before the video starts.
Yeah, it's really effective because that's kind of what you build. You'll build up this buzz, and that's kind of what you do on your. I mean, for this on the page to make it kind of go viral a little bit with the organic reach there that you went up to 1 million for that one in.
Yeah,
this is really cool. So yeah, what do you like? How do you get it? I mean, do you say drive
then here's what happens.
Yeah.
So this is like the secret part. So you create that pre-scheduled Facebook Live. Then you create an image with a powerful call to action to join your free training. You don't say it's a Facebook Live. You say, like in this one, it said, are we ready for bot camp? We're going to take you behind the scenes and show you all this magic about Facebook Live. So on this photo, it's kind of a weird screenshot, but I couldn't get it to look normal. Okay. But it just proves that it's real, right? Because if it was doctored, I'd make it look not bad. But so we have this thing, right? And so it says, if you want this free training, I'm going to show you the best practices, secret ninja tricks, and major things to avoid so you can have powerful results using messenger bots, whatever, right? So they comment below this post to get access to the free training. The free training is actually the Facebook Live. So when they comment below this post, the messenger bot is triggered and they're sent a message that says, hey, it looks like you want to join us for this bot camp training. Can you please confirm by replying to this message? This is like a double opt-in. They reply, then they get sent the link to the Facebook Live. But what's really cool is that you can also make sure that they have to give you their email address before you actually give them the link. And that's what I'm going to show you in the flow that we have in a minute.
Yeah, that's I want to know that. I'm sure everyone
Okay.
watching, listening in want to know too.
It's super cool. So, and then one little thing, at this point, there wasn't really the fear of getting flagged for engagement bait. So engagement bait is when Facebook notices that you're using words like comment, like, share, things that they feel are not deeper conversations. So now we don't say comment below with the word bot if you want access to this free training. We'll say, if you want to join us for this free training, tell us what result you would love to see with your messenger bots. And so then people leave more organic comments that are like, I would love to see blah, 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 blah. And then the bot is triggered. So we leave that first keyword open.
Yeah, it's also nicer, it looks better as well on your Facebook post to have better, is better comments as well. You get there and you can screenshot that and stuff like that for other things.
Yeah, and okay, so you can screenshot it. Like you can also use it for market research. So now everyone in your community is telling you what results they want to see. So when you go to that conversation that you're having with them, you can see it and you can say, hey, I see that you said you would love to be able to, buy a house in Hawaii. Like, oh my gosh, that sounds so awesome. Let's make that happen for you.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Okay. So, so this is what we do. Now, here's the trick is that we actually do Facebook ads to this post because you can't do a Facebook ad to a pre-scheduled Facebook Live. Facebook won't let you do a Facebook ad until after the video has gone live. So what you do is it's like a sneaky workaround to be able to drive traffic to the Facebook Live without actually being able to do an ad on that video.
All right.
So we're driving traffic here and then it's bringing people to our list and then it's bringing them to the Facebook Live, like in this kind of a circle thing that happens.
I see.
So,
That's cool.
Yeah. So then they get this, you have to make sure that, you always say like you can unsubscribe by replying with the word stop. That's really big for compliance stuff. Okay. So then we do this Facebook ad. It's really targeted, right? It's just an engagement ad. You don't have to know anything about JSON or bots, like messenger ads, any of that. It's just an engagement ad because the point is we want to get engagement on this post. Yeah. So we're getting engagement on this post. Okay. Then we're going to send a broadcast out to the people who have opted in. So the people who opted in, you're going to send a broadcast to them. You're going to send a broadcast to your email list when you go live. So now you're able to give them a notification because they've opted in saying they want access to this training. And so then you're letting them know that it's happening. So we do this usually about a half hour before we go live. And then sometimes depending on the level of the training, we'll actually do another message that goes out right when we're live, depending on the level of it, right? When we do this message for bots, we always include two things. We include I'm in, so that they're like, yeah, I'll be there right now. Take me live. We include replay, please, because we noticed that we had so many people who were being sent who were replying to our message saying, oh, I can't be there. Can I come to the replay? So we give them the option to get in on the replay right there. And then we give them the option to say not today. When they say not today, in the follow-up message, we say, great, just so you know, you can always unsubscribe. We don't want people to stay in our list if they don't want to be there. No, right? And you can see with this, we had a list of 2,000 people. So it wasn't like we had some humongous list, which is why it's so cool that this can work so well for anyone. Even if you just have, 100 people on your list, you start driving that traffic to it ahead of time, and then you get the benefit of the shares and the organic reach.
One question I have around this, can you download because people say, that's something we talked before we went on here for this one. We basically, email list, obviously you can download kind of a CSV file of your subscribers. And a lot of people say, you put all your eggs in Facebook's baskets by using, obviously, that platform. But with bots, using actually a tool called ManyChat here, which is one of the, if not the most popular one I've seen out there. So can you download the CSV file of these people as well to actually keep these people, or is that possible?
You totally can. And this is our, we use this one as like a little tricky display thing. Let me I can't believe I'm not opted into it. Let me opt into it and then I'll show you how to actually be able to do this. Because what's really cool is I'm just going to opt into one of our random things.
Yeah, let's do that.
We have a quiz. So what's really cool is you can actually, I think I might need to do it from my phone. Let me see. Do I have my phone? I don't know. Okay, maybe not. But what you can do, I'll pull up another one so that you can see the audience from the other side. What you can do is you can actually download so many things. It's so good. So if you start getting people's email addresses, you can download their emails. If you start getting like customer information, like having them answer questions with custom fields, you can actually download all of the answers they give you in a custom field. So we have these quizzes that lead towards different things, and people identify what industry they're in, what their goals are, whether or not they're doing certain things in their business. And now we have all of those things saved in a custom field that we can then download and put into a spreadsheet.
Yeah, actually, that's something I wanted to address here, because that's very important to know. Like, you can actually set up, so it kind of works together. So let's say someone comes into your bot, then you can actually make sure it syncs with your ManyChat. More advanced, but you can do it with, I think, Zapier and some stuff to kind of basically sync the two together, which is extremely cool. Or even the other way around. Let's say you're having someone opt into your email list, and then they need to still opt into your bot list, and then you can actually sign. Let's say you have a few emails, and then you can actually have webhooks, so it goes to your messenger. I mean, it's more advanced, but you can still do it. It's like so cool the way it can work together, actually.
Amazing. And so there are ways that you do it with Zapier, but also ManyChat. There's different bot tools that you can use as well. I just happen to love ManyChat. And it was the first to really be out there in a big way. So they are the most ahead of the curve on all sorts of things. But there is a way within ManyChat, it connects to ConvertKit automatically. You don't even have to use Zapier. It connects to MailChimp automatically. You don't have to use Zapier. It's pretty ridiculously awesome.
Active campaign love. Let's hope for some active campaign love. But it's great it works with ConvertKit. Big fan.
I know. I use ConvertKit, so I'm not sure. It might work with Active Campaign now, but not that I know.
I set it up via Zapier when I tested some things around this. But yeah, anyway, let's
and I've done it
with
Zapier for different clients. I've done it for Entreport. I've done it for Infusionsoft or whatever we're calling it now, which is always so weird. I've done it for all sorts of things. So it's pretty cool.
Awesome.
Let me show you this. So we have this is a bot that I'm always so careful about not showing client information, right? Or like subscriber information. But this, I think I've covered it up enough. If not, Navid, crop this part out.
My editor
okay, I think it's okay.
Things. The good thing is, if anything happens, we can also blur things. My editor will take care of all
that. Oh, perfect. Okay, awesome. And I'm like showing my whole desktop screen. But okay, so this is actually a bot that we use. We call it the Camera Confidence Concierge, because we have a program called Camera Confidence. And so people can opt in to get messages if they want to through this Camera Confidence Concierge. And watch what you can do. So I'm showing you my whole desktop again. Scary. But over here, when you're looking inside the audience tab, when you look at this bulk actions, you can do different things like remove tag, all of this. If you scroll down to the bottom, this is the coolest thing ever. You can export their PSID, which is their private, I don't remember the exact thing that it stands for, but it's their personal Facebook ID. So when you do an ad to an email list and you're not 100% sure that it's actually the right email that they're using with Facebook, you can actually set it up to create custom audiences depending on who interacts with a certain part of your bot.
Wow, that's very cool. That's awesome.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is so I've kind of explained the map to millions, and we do this every single week. So we call it a pre-graphic, which is an announcement post that's like, hey, this free training is coming up. If you want access, let us know below. We don't say comment below. We say, let us know below, or the question I shared with you earlier. And then we send people to that training. And so it's like on this repeat of this thing that we're always bringing in either new subscribers or re-engaging our subscribers. So sometimes our clients will say like, oh, those people were already opted in. But especially with some of the changes that are coming up with Messenger bots, we want people to continually opt in, because when they continue to opt in, it reopens the engagement inside Messenger with their account. And it also is, they're continuing to have conversations, so they become warmer and warmer.
That's what I wanted to ask you, because that's kind of I see people actually abuse this. Like, I'm on different lists and I see them like, I sign up for something and then I don't really engage. I just kind of signed up, but I didn't do anything. I've seen that also here. I hear from other people as well. Some marketers, they're just kind of bombarding them. like, does it block so you can't send, or like it's just up to you to not simply send and abuse this? Because you can't promote to, like, I think there's something around you can't promote to someone who's not whatever. There's some time. Maybe you can go over this. I don't know exactly how it works.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
and this is something that so many people are confused about. So thank you for asking this. And it's actually becoming even more, the rule is becoming even more strict soon. So the rule has always been in place, but you're right. So many people are abusing it, and it's not always their fault, because a lot of times it's just so hard to understand that they don't know. So what it is, there's several different types of broadcasts that you can send via Messenger, and they all have different tags inside Facebook's like internal messenger platform. So with ManyChat, and this is the case for several other bot tools as well, with ManyChat, they have 3 separate categories of these tags that they're identifying for us. The categories are subscription messaging, and subscription messaging is not what we all think it is. Subscription messaging has to fit into one of 3 categories. It has to be, and I might be saying them a little bit wrong, but it's something similar to this. It has to be, so check it. I can even look it up, but it has to be newsworthy. So some sort of news information that they're expecting. It has to be personal productivity, right? Or some sort of, the other one is like some sort of update. But for the problem is most people don't actually qualify in that subscription messaging tag category, but we are sending subscription messages. So, and I am to blame. I'm guilty of this as well. So like sending a reminder to your entire list every single week about a Facebook Live. If there's ever anything promotional in there, like, and make sure that you also buy our camera confidence course, that's technically not allowed. It's not called a subscription message. That's technically a promotional message. And there's a good chance that unless someone has followed this rule, which I'm going to explain to you in a second, there's a good chance that you shouldn't actually be sending them a reminder about your Facebook Live, which is why we always want to get people to re-opt in. The other message is a follow-up message. And this follow-up message, you're allowed to send one of them after people have engaged. So there's this rule that's called, the 24+1 rule. Have you heard of it?
I think I've heard something like this. Yes, I mean it's
okay.
pretty. But I'm glad you broke this down for everyone here. Actually, this is important. I think people make mistakes, as you said. Maybe they don't even know. Probably if you're watching, listening into this, you probably haven't even heard of this. Especially if you're new to Facebook bots and all this kind of stuff, you probably haven't heard of this even. So yeah, continue with this. This is good.
So it's kind of tricky. So, and I actually just pulled up the tags. So if you want to, I can show this also. I'll include this actually. So it's news, productivity, and personal trackers are the 3 things that are actually specifically subscription messaging. So for me, part of it is like, yeah, it's totally newsworthy that I'm doing a Facebook Live, right? And I could probably take a lie detector and like pass it to say, but who knows if Facebook, we don't actually know if Facebook thinks that or not. So right now we've kind of been in this gray area, which is also why it's so important to get in early on stuff like this so that you can use it to its full capacity.
But here's what we'll ban you.
I know. Yeah. So here's the 24+1 rule is this. When someone opts into your bot or engages with your bot, and an engagement in the bot is not clicking a button that sends them somewhere else. So you'll notice on our, let me get back to this and I'll screen share. On that case study that I showed you, you'll notice that I actually had links right there. I didn't have another message that is sent. Let me pull it up and I'll show you. You want them to actually hit click a button that sends, I have to type at the same time because I closed that screen. Okay, you want them to click a button that actually sends a message, not to click a button that takes them to a link off of Facebook. Because when they're taken off of Facebook, that's not what Facebook wants, right? They want us to stay inside Messenger. Totally. And even if you're sending them somewhere that takes them to a Facebook page, but takes them out of Messenger, if it's a link, that still doesn't count as engagement. So when we did this one, we don't actually do it this way anymore. Do you see this right here? That means when they clicked this, it takes them straight to the video. Instead of this one, when they click it, it sends them a message.
And that's a link. That's engagement, right? When they, okay, got it.
So we want to have that message sent, because that when they click not today, it looks like they sent a message that said not today.
Yep.
because they click it and then Facebook auto populates the little message that says not today. When they've clicked not today, that unlocks a new window. And this window is 24 hours long. Within the next 24 hours, once they unlock that window, they can send you as many messages, or you can send them as many messages as you want. I don't suggest sending 1,000 messages, but there's no limit on how many messages. They can be promotional. They can be anything you want.
Yeah.
Once that 24-hour window is closed, you're allowed to send one message that is technically promotional, and you can call it a follow-up message. And so you're allowed to send one follow-up message outside of the 24-hour window.
Yep. No, this is clear.
Okay.
This is good.
Okay.
I'm glad we
And
got
then
this out of the way.
what's really cool is that ManyChat actually has those already identified. So if it's a follow-up message, when you click this is a follow-up message, it will block the people who are not in that follow-up window. So you don't have to worry about tagging them or staying on top of that. ManyChat tracks it for you.
Awesome.
And then what's going to be changing in the future is that if you want to, unless you have applied for subscription messaging on your business page, which there's a way that you can actually apply for this. And I have, like, our Camera Confidence Concierge page has been approved for it. That's the only one I've applied for because I've been nervous about it. But that one is literally just sending our course members updates on the course trainings. Like, we do a Q&A every Wednesday. It sends them a reminder about it. Right.
I mean, that's a great way to use. I mean, that's a great way to use, especially if you're doing like Q&As and stuff like that, or any live trainings for your course members. I mean, that definitely, I mean, they want the information. So I could see that definitely being
Yeah. And we're not offering anything in there. We're not selling them anything else. It's literally just like productivity, right? Inside my other thing, we are doing more promotional stuff after the window's unlocked. So I'm a little nervous about that one getting approved, but you're also going to be able to send promotional messages whenever you want. They're going to be paid messages though. So you'll have to pay if you want to send one to everyone, but it's basically just like a Facebook ad. So it's not crazy expensive. With text messaging, you have to pay. Some people are freaking out about it, but it's not really going to be that big of a deal.
So that's coming out pretty soon, or have you heard about when that might be in effect?
The word on the street is, which came straight from someone at Facebook who told Mackenzie Lieberman at F8, is that it's going to be in July or August of 2019.
Okay. That's good to know. I mean, that's great. I mean, this is a great breakdown of kind of how it works and everything. And I just wanted to ask also, I've seen some people do this on their opt-in forms. That's also can be a great way to actually get them instantly subscribed for the bot. So they're adding you, obviously, getting onto your list to get that freebie or sign up for a summit or something. Even if you sign up for one of my summits, you might see that we're going to use this, basically have, subscribe to Messenger and get this. Basically, they get reminders if they want this thing or whatever. Have you tested this as well?
Yeah, one thing that we do with that is that some people will use just get reminders via Messenger, which can work, but I don't find that to be quite as sexy as if you add in some sort of extra bonus value add in addition to the reminders.
Yeah, for sure.
So
deliver the
for Selena's, so for Selena Sue's her 3-part video series that she was doing, once they got to the video page, we had the thing right away where they got to subscribe for reminders via Messenger, which works. But then also once they got to the video page, we had an extra download, a PDF download that they could get, and they got it via Messenger.
That's awesome as well. I've seen that very effective when you sign up for a webinar or something. You might have an extra thing on the thank you page as well. You can deliver that. So you can have different things. Maybe they didn't click even on the opt-in form. Maybe they didn't click through there, but then you can have it. You can have it in different places. Even in your welcome email, you can have them. So you just kind of goes around, so to speak. That's kind of how
so for us, when we have people opt in via email for our webinars, on the thank you page, we say to get access, because if you're using a Facebook group for your webinar, which we're doing, I know most people don't do that, but it's been working super well for us. So to get access to the Facebook group, they have to go through Messenger to get access. So they can't get access to the webinar unless they click inside Messenger, click the link to go through Messenger.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, do you have any other examples around this? I mean, that's kind of good to show how this can work for people. I think this is great. You said you worked, with Selena, you used it for her launch. Anything, that works well also to drive their revenue via a bot. What kind of strategies are you using there?
Yeah, and then revenue, is that something we want to talk about? What? Yes, this is what we love. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me show you quickly, actually, one little thing that we've done. So we just finished a 5-day challenge, and I'll pull this up and show it to you right here. And then I want to make sure I show you this flow where you actually get their email address too, because then the follow-up is so much more powerful. So we used UPViral on our thank you page for the first time, and it worked pretty well. UPViral is a giveaway
referral marketing tool.
What'd you say?
Right? Kind of a referral marketing tool, or I think it's referral marketing kind of viral.
That's exactly
tool.
what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly. Thank you for speaking the language that I don't know how to speak. That's exactly what it is, referral marketing. And so I was nervous though, that by having this call to action for the referrals, when they get this link right here that they can use, I was worried they weren't going to get into our bot. So we did this, and it actually worked pretty well. So we had on the thank you page here, this is all the information about it. It's over, obviously. Then they can get here, join the Facebook group. So we just give them the Facebook group right here, right? And then the live video checklist, this is actually delivered via bot. So when they click on this, it has them opt in via Messenger. Wow. And then I had the share and enter to win. So we had everything here. And then we had this Google Calendar where they could add that to their Google Calendar as well, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the steps there, so people kind of just follow them, and obviously if you give away something there, which you are doing, there's going to be a lot more likely that people click through. They always want something. Like whenever I send out an email, I'm asking them to, hey, I'm thinking of putting this together, or I'm thinking of doing this. I get a lot of replies, or even in a Facebook group, and it's kind of this bait, but in a little different way. Obviously, you kind of like, I'm doing this. Do you want this? I mean, essentially, and then
so it's much more conversational. It feels much more real. Yeah. Sometimes when I speak from stage, I'll say like, how would you feel if I I did this recently at an event, and I said something like, will you please, okay, I have something that I'm going to give to you, but before I give it to you, I want you to tell me the word guide. And then the person is like, guide? Thank you. Now I will tell you, right? Which is like awesome. Really weird. But instead, if you just said, hey, do you want access to this thing? Let me know. Yeah. Then they'll say, yeah, sure. That's like much more conversational, right?
Awesome. Let's get into like with the email. You wanted to share something around that as well, right? So let's do that.
Okay, so I'm gonna pull that up right here. Okay, so I actually just copied this into we have this little test bot that we use. And so this is the one that we use as a template most often. So it has some stuff that's specific to my business, but obviously you can use it for whatever you want. So what we do is, a lot of times people on their videos, they'll have a hard time thinking of a lead magnet or a free gift that they're going to use. And if you're always giving the same free gift every single time that you go live, or when you're putting out free content, it's like the same checklist, you're not going to get people to opt in over and over again because they've already got it. So what we do is now for every single video that we do, we create show notes. And basically, it's just my bullet pointed content. We put it into a blog post. So it actually drives people to our blog as well, which is pretty cool because then we can pixel them there. It's driving traffic to our website, which is all, obviously good for lots of reasons. So here's what we do. They comment below the video with whatever word that we've chosen for that day. When we're doing Facebook Lives, we do use the singular word because there's so much conversation happening inside our Facebook Lives that it'd be too crazy. So we do use the singular keyword on our actual videos. And I say like, just give me the word, guide, give me the word guide, and I'll send it to you. Mollybot's going to send you a message. Make sure you reply to her message, and then she'll tell you how to get the show notes. So I make sure I include all those instructions when I'm talking. And then here's what they get. So do you want access to the strategies that were shared today? Click show notes. So when they click show notes, they're sent this message. It says, sweet, just confirm your email address by clicking on it or typing it below, and we'll send you the link for the show notes right away. We'll also keep you updated via email so you don't miss a business breakthrough. So that's my sneaky way to try and stay GDPR compliant. Yeah. I am not the law, but
of course.
Just so you know. Yeah. So there's probably other things you could do to be even more GDPR compliant, but that's me. Yeah. Okay. So then when they enter their email address here, it's tagged, and check this out, ConvertKit actions. They are subscribed to a sequence within ConvertKit.
So cool.
Right away.
Awesome. Yeah. It's amazing.
And
do
then
you see a good take rate on when people click through the way? Do you see a lot of people add their email and stuff like that when they go through this?
Yeah. We haven't noticed people not adding, it's the only place where we notice that's a little tricky to get people to actually convert is making sure that when they comment below the video that they actually respond to the message that's sent to them.
I I see. Yeah.
So, and I will admit that right now we are personal, like my bot is actually doing pretty bad at this because we're not doing what we're teaching. So let me tell you what we teach and then know that I'm making sure my team implements this next week.
Yeah, let's
But
do this. That's great. I mean, that's awesome.
so what one thing that has worked crazy well, we have this client, Jennifer Dunham, she's amazing. And she has a team member who does this every week. And like 2 weeks ago, I was looking at her stats and I was like, dude, Jen's like conversion rate is so high. And then my team was like, yeah, because she's doing what you say to do, but we're not actually doing it. So what it is, when people comment below to make sure with a specific word, we want to make sure that they're actually replying with that specific word. And if they don't, they have this message that's hanging out there that's like, reply with the word guide and we'll send it to you. And if they don't reply with the word guide, they're not actually opting in.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's to
That's
have it.
good.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally. I mean, you can set these you set these words up, obviously, and kind of manage chat or
Yeah.
whatever tool
So
you're using. So, yeah.
yeah. So if you're doing this, and like I said, this is a test bot that we're just like playing with things, right? But you have the comment post here. They have to comment below. And this is true for not just ManyChat. This is true for everything. It's required by Facebook. So they have to comment below with a specific word, or it can be open-ended. But then here, there's an auto response that's like, hey, one more step, reply to this message with the word heart, and we'll send you access. So then this triggers another word inside the bot.
Yep.
And if they don't do this, then they're not going to get access.
Okay, that's
right.
cool.
So
That
we're
also
making sure to
increases
follow
engagement.
up. Basically, what we're teaching is make sure that you follow up either via bot or via, like if someone's already subscribed, you can follow up via messenger bot. But if they're not, then just pop in a little message that's like, hey, if you still want this, make sure you reply with the word heart. Because a lot of people just forget, they're watching the videos, they're excited about the video, and they forget to actually do it. It doesn't take very long to follow up.
No, I love this. This is amazing. So do you still see that the open and click rates are really high? You know, when Messenger bot came out, they were like incredibly high. Are they still the same, like everyone open? Because obviously on, like if you have your phone, you're getting still notifications. I mean, you have to actively turn off the notifications to not have that ping coming up in your phone. So I would expect they are pretty high still, unless people have gotten annoyed.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're the master at this. What have you seen, Molly?
Yeah, so they're still way higher than email. The one thing that's a little tricky, which to be like super honest, the one thing that's a little tricky is that if you have a message that you sent like 4 months ago, you'll probably see a really high open rate on that, because every time someone opens a message in the future, it's tracking it that it's opened that message.
I see. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. And if you have a call to action, do you see like, well, what about I mean, email, typically if you have an engaged list, I mean, I guess you can get up to, 30%, but usually I would say like 15-20% is pretty much a decent ad. That's pretty good open rate in the marketing space, at least. And then click rates, I mean, can be 1 to 2% if it's good in email, right? I mean, maybe more if you have an engaged list, but like what about Messenger? So like just kind of comparing that to email. That's kind of what I like to do.
Like, I will say, like on a bad day, when we're like, I'm going to actually go look at mine right now. Hold on. I will say on a bad day, so we had this, I mean, this is like super transparent, right? Me being scary and showing things. We just finished a challenge, and this is the last 2 messages. And sometimes I think when I look at our clients, ours will be a little lower because I'm always testing things. And so it's a little like sketchy, right? But our click-through rates on the last message that we sent, and we sent a bunch of follow-up messages with our 5-day challenge that we just did. The last message that we sent, the last 2 had a 79% open rate and a 68% open rate, and the clicks were 13 and 17%.
Oh wow!
So
that's very high for sure.
That was day 7 of sending messages. So if you go back to day 1, it shows a 95% open rate, which is pretty crazy. I mean, that's stupid, right?
That's incredible. And what do you do? Like, can you tell me a little bit I mean, that was through a challenge. You're adding obviously value, but you're also kind of selling your course there. So kind of what kind of type of messages do you see kind of work well for people who haven't even done this? I mean, I know you mentioned to me you add a lot of personality, and I mean, if people don't see this yet, I think they can totally tell just kind of following you have a lot of personality, and that's kind of what you're teaching as well. So how do people kind of get to have like a fun bot? You mentioned that yours is kind of fun, playful, and stuff like that. So I think that's something we can share a little bit so people can actually implement this and still do well with this and get people to resubscribe or stay subscribed and stuff like that. Open your messages.
Totally. So I actually have a little thing about this pulled up right here. So you want to make sure that it's first of all, it's illegal to say that it's you messaging through the bot.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that you're actually creating some sort of character as a messenger bot. And let me show you this. So I have, is it okay if I share slides? Like I've got some
Yeah,
slides that I
yeah.
can pull up.
If you want to pull
Okay.
that up, go ahead.
Yeah, I had it here just in case. So let me do this. Okay, so these are the kind of steps that you want to think about when you're creating the character for your bot. So you want to be clear about the values that your brand represents. For us, we are hardcore about joy, and standing for joy is a fierce form of activism. Not everybody is into that, but we are. So we do a lot of things that are going to add more, fun and joy into your life. Kindness, and a little bit of hustle. So we're really clear about those values, not too much hustle, just a little bit, but we make sure that we're incorporating those values in. You also want to think about the energetic impression that you're leaving. So if you are someone who's a grief counselor, you're obviously not going to lead with the craziness that we lead with on my business page, right? What type of an energetic impression do you want to lead? And where is your community at when you're sending the message? So if there's something that's been going on, like if it's the day after the Facebook apocalypse and Facebook's been down for the past week, you're not going to be like, happy Thursday. You're going to be like, dude, yesterday was crazy, right? Yeah. Think about what's actually happening. This works for email as well. The word choices are crazy important because people will say things inside Messenger that's like, they'll say that double opt-in that I shared, they'll say, comment again with the word kind. But then people will go back to the Facebook post and comment again. It's not commenting again, it's replying inside Messenger. But people will get a little confused in their own head and say, oh yeah, just reply, comment again, but it's not commenting, it's replying. So you've got to be really careful about the words that you're using and like super specific. Make it fun. Like no one wants to be bored ever. So by adding in GIFs and photos and jokes and like, you can unlock that 24-hour window. My sister did something for, at the time she was selling LuLaRoe, the clothing that I mentioned earlier. She did something on Black Friday that said, hey, quick question. What day is it today? And then the options were Black Friday or just like a regular day. And then when someone would click like just any regular day, then it would reply like, no, silly, it's Black Friday. Here's how to get your special. Like super basic and kind of silly, but there's ways that you can make it fun and like do quizzes and stuff like that. And then provide value, like consistently provide value that don't always lead to your product. So I call these non-product based solutions. And then character graphics. So this is what I really wanted to show you. So we create these little character graphics for our clients. So this is Denise. She's an acupuncturist. She helps people with fertility. So she's the fertility fairy godmother. Or fertility godmother. I just gave her wings in PixArt. It was super easy. This is Lou. We created a bot for Jay Fazette. This is his dog, his actual dog, Lou. And Lou is now his bot. So fun. So everyone talks to Lou. We had a client who is offering meal plans. Alice from the Brady Bunch was her bot. Using gifts like this, like unicorns that throw money. Also, Lindsay Padilla and Emily Hirsch created Marty McFunnel. And he's like, yeah. So everything literally in their bot is all Back to the Future based. So if you find something outside of your normal, I am a messenger bot, right? Yeah. It actually can make people want to hear from you.
No, this is great. I'm just really glad we shared that as well here, because then obviously people can kind of inject this into their bot. Like, I mean, I'd have to come up with whatever I'm going to do. I mean, the Navid bot and have like some kind of fun message or something. Let's see what I do. But, I'm going to definitely check out what you're doing.
One of our clients I almost died. He sent me this message that he had created like Yoda bot, which was cool and, whatever. But he's doing one that is Matthew McConaughey bot.
That's insane. Wow.
The whole thing is Matthew McConaughey. And like, if you think you can hear Matthew McConaughey's voice, like inside the bot. And I don't know if there's like rules about using, celebrity or movies, but be careful with that, but super funny.
Yeah. Awesome. I mean, this has been awesome so far. We have actually shared behind the scenes of a lot of stuff here. I think everyone watching, you're going to be really excited about potentially implementing some of this. So before we kind of wrap up here, do you want to just kind of do a quick recap of your system? And then obviously if people have any takeaways, you can leave that below as well. I mean, I'll definitely connect with Molly as well. I'm going to let her share where you can find out all about her in a little bit here. But first, kind of a quick recap, and then we'll just kind of wrap this session up here.
Yes. So start by knowing who you are, knowing who you're speaking to, and knowing the benefit that you provide, right? Getting those business foundations in place. And also knowing where you're leading people, like what the goal is that you have in mind, right? We've got to know that they're actually going to be going somewhere together. Okay, and then for this map to millions, you create a pre-scheduled Facebook Live where you're going to be offering some awesome value. Then you create a pre-post that's inviting them to join you for that Facebook Live. You don't say the words Facebook Live though, you say free training, because otherwise they'll just look for the Facebook Live post. You want them to opt in to get access to this free training. And then via the Messenger bot, in order to get access, you're going to get their email address, and you're going to send them back to that Facebook Live. And you just send them that Facebook Live link right there. And then on that Facebook Live, you're asking questions. You're getting that organic reach before you even start to go live. Like in the description, you can have questions that they're answering. And then you do a Facebook ad with that post. So the post is being promoted with a Facebook ad, and you're driving traffic to that Facebook Live before it even starts.
Yeah, awesome. And you said that that was an engagement ad. How much are you spending for the Facebook ad? I mean, do you have to spend a lot to get this kind of reach you got for the example you shared, or?
I mean, on this one, and like I said, like it was a really hot item at the time. Who knows what magic in addition to what we did went into it, but we spent only $90 on that ad. So we haven't had another, full transparency, we've not had another one reach 1 million. They get pretty great reach though. And usually we spend about $50 a week is like our normal ad spend that we'll do with clients, just to get it out there, get it going, and continue to build that list.
Yeah, I mean that's really, I mean that's awesome. People don't have to feel they have to have this massive budget to reach a lot of cold traffic, but it obviously works better when you use this as a system. So if you have a pixel audience, you can obviously retarget and stuff like that. It can work even better that way. So this
video. Then you have the video views audience. You have all of that, and also just to like be super clear that we're not just about the reach. We want really for you to bring in revenue. So I love this million. It's called the Map to Millions, but we did this as well with that other video that I was talking about after having brunch with my friend Danielle. We spent $900 in a Facebook ad, and it brought in $90,000 in sales.
Awesome. That's a decent ROI, I would say. That's an awesome ROI. But I just wanted to, did you do cold traffic, or was that like to your, because if people starting out, obviously it's going to be harder. They don't have a Facebook audience, but do you think you need a Facebook audience already to be able to do this effectively?
So what's worked best for us is using whatever bit of a warm audience you have, and then a lookalike audience from that is the best. But with that LuLaRoe ad where we did $90,000 in sales, I did not have a specific LuLaRoe audience. It was completely cold, directed at LuLaRoe consultants. So if there's someone, if you can find a really specific niche that you can target in a Facebook ad, that's going to be seriously awesome. And then when in your video, like I'll include, when I send you all the things that I'm going to send you, I'll include we have a case study that ManyChat did on this LuLaRoe ad, and you can see the video. And I say, if you're a LuLaRoe consultant, this is for you. If you're not, you can watch, but I'm telling you, like, you don't need to stay here. You can move on. So I'm like completely sending people away.
Yeah, totally. We're going to include some resources below, so definitely check that out. So Molly, where is the best place to connect more with you if they want to find out more about this brilliance, maybe learning even deeper, going deeper with you in some of this? Do you have a checklist or something they can check out?
Yes. We actually have a getting started guide for bots. So I know this was a lot, and I'm going to give you these case studies in this getting started guide as well. But if you go to thepreparedperformer.com/Navid, I'm going to send you the getting started guide. I'm going to send you the case study that I shared with you today. I'm also going to include that show notes flow, which I don't always do. So this is a real hot item. And then I'll give you the other case study that I shared with you earlier. Oh my gosh, so much goodness.
Yeah, this is so much goodness. So definitely go there. I'm going to include a link to that so you can just get access. And as I said, leave a comment below. I mean, this might have been a lot, as we said. I mean, even for me, I obviously know we implement this for summits a lot, kind of for clients and stuff like that. But this is like definitely some stuff I want to take further and implement some of Molly's strategies here to just kind of take this to the next level with this kind of email marketing, bots, Facebook Lives. I mean, this can work so well. I can see this kind of just blowing up. And even with the changes, I think you just have to kind of stay really relevant, and then just kind of implement some of this and getting in there early. Early is always the best thing, and although Messenger bots has been around for a little while, it's still kind of hot. I think it still can work extremely well together with Facebook Live and email marketing, and it's not like anything is dead. Everything just works as a system, as you've heard here. So leave a comment below your biggest takeaways, and I can't wait to see how you implement this. I'll talk to you guys very soon. Ciao for now. Bye-bye.